Josh, this is Chase. He is a husky, and he is the dog of an owner whose brother had their dog trained here. So life with Chase has been a struggle because he can't be in a crate, which ironically he's in a crate now, but I already did a session with him. He can't be in a crate because he barks nonstop. When they leave him out of the crate, he's eating their house. He's eating blinds, furniture, shoes, you name it, he's destruction of the house. Pulls really hard on the leash, like really hard. Can't be off leash. Does not listen to commands. She got him to sit after a couple of tries at the drop off, but she could not get him to do anything else. The whole car ride here, he was standing up and trying to get himself into the front seat. He has had a surgery on his eyes already, has some sort of genetic abnormality, but they fixed it. So if his eyes look weird, that's why. But it's all fixed now. He's neutered. You were not here when I came home with him, but I did a kennel up protocol, which he responded really well to. He did one demand bark after I walked away and closed the door. I corrected him on the e-collar, and he's been silent ever since. And I wanted to wait until you got here to start with the tone.
Okay. Sounds good. So his name is Chase?
Chase, yeah.
Break. Come on, Chase, break. Good boy.
Remember the last couple times that he walked out of that kennel, pressure was on. So he might be, yeah, there we go. Good boy. We're just gonna let him wander the room a little bit and then see when a good opportunity would be to start with that tone recall. Huskies are also similar in their personality traits.
Yeah, they definitely have the breed tendencies.
Look at that. No stranger danger.
Yeah.
Shake off some stress of being in a new place. Wants to be near Josh.
That's fine.
They are really cool looking dogs though.
Oh yeah.
He's like, are you my new guy? All right, let's do this.
Yeah, it's interesting. He doesn't really seem to be looking for his owners.
We're gonna start with the tone recall.
Hey, Chase. Come.
So he says, what's that? Josh gives the verbal and the hand signal. The pressure is on until he gets to him and then it turns off. If he walks away, it starts over again. There's a lot of stuff going on in the background silently.
Chase.
Pressure's on, pressure's off, pressure's off. Nice. See, it's a lot of unspoken stuff.
That's good.
He's a charmer. I saw it at the drop-off when his owner asked him to down and he licked her face instead.
Yeah, that's not good.
Starts over again. There's the tone and the pressure. Pressure's on, it's going up. It's going down and it turns off. It's going up.
Come here, Chase.
It's going down. It's going up.
Come.
Verbal. I know he's heard that before. So now he's saying, what happens if I don't? Good. It's going down. It turns off. And then it goes up again. It's kind of like the kennel protocol, but with Josh.
Good.
Good. So he gets to figure out the puzzle.
Stay. Good. Break.
Nice work, Chase. Good job, buddy.
Nice work. That's good.
It's like, what the hell's going on here?
Yeah.
What is this?
Yeah, the e-collar pressure is completely foreign to them. How can it be correlated to me if I'm not hanging on to the leash if I'm way over here? That's good. Come. Good boy. Come here.
Good job. You think
Good
you knew
boy.
from the start?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to give him full control. Saying, what happens if I don't listen? Nice. That's interesting because he hated the kennel. I had to like use a lot of pressure to even get him in. Now he goes there to escape listening.
Good boy.
That was a good rep.
Good.
He tried a couple things. Now he's committing even more. Very nice. He's just doing what they have to do. Bumping you like a great white shark. Did you see that?
Mm-hmm.
Bumping your arm with his
Yeah.
nose.
You seen that?
I did.
Oh, you're picking up on those. So those, there's a reason why I did disagree when you did that.
Yeah.
Alright? So,
It's like a great white shark. That's one way I can describe it. It's like they bump you and it's not appropriate.
that position is a hierarchical
Yes.
conversation, right? So if I have my hand here and he's trying to go above it, he's just maintaining a little bit of, a lot of people call it dominance.
Yeah.
He's just trying to maintain posture just a little bit, and I disagreed with it. Now, the temperament, what we look at, was going to make a difference, how the dog responds when you disagree.
Mm-hmm.
That's really the part of the temperament that we're going to be concerned about if we're going to have to be changing his behavior, right? Because if you correct a dog and they say, okay, I'm going to listen now, then, you don't really, it's not a lot of hard work done. You just do give a correction, the dog says, yes sir, yes ma'am, and they just start listening, we're on our way. That's typically not the case. Typically the case is they won't take a correction and just listen. They're going to go through all their options first. All right? They're going to try charm. They're going to try fight and flight. They're going to try freeze. They're going to try it all. And then they'll submit to your leadership. And that's how they're designed, so that they don't just follow anybody. They need to make sure you're the one. Right? So they test. Naturally, they test. It's part of it. Good. So when I did this, and he came back over with his arm, if you study like dog whisper and stuff, they know all that stuff. They've known this for a long time, right? This isn't anything new that I'm doing. But he comes back with his mouth like, with his head like this. I disagreed with that.
Yes.
Good. And he knows what I'm saying.
Of course he
Most
does.
people say, what are you doing, you weirdo? That doesn't mean anything. He knows what I'm talking about, and I know what he's talking about. So he's going to start to understand that I can talk his language. I understand what he's saying, and I know he will understand what I'm saying, so we can talk.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, we can have a conversation, we can have a back and forth. I'll say something, you say something. I'll say something, you say something. And then if you make a conversation rude, it's going to be not as fun of a conversation. But if you're compliant, it's going to be A-okay.
The ironic thing is that they're in charge of how the conversation goes. That's
Yes.
the one thing they can be in charge of.
Yes, yes. But I'm in the relationship, I'm looking for a certain dynamic in that relationship. Just like another dog, when who's going to be above and who's going to be below. This does matter. This is called hierarchy. We know about this, right? Everybody knows about hierarchy because you're living in one. I'm asking him to let me be leader and him be follower, right? Which means I get to call the shots, and if there's resources in the environment, I get first access. And resources is something we want or need. It could be food, people, toys, a comfy spot to lay, and also the ability to make the choice of how and when to deal with the situation. That's why they argue over it. That's why you see dogs when they first meet, they're going to try to hump each other. They're trying to figure out the hierarchy right off the bat. Especially adult dogs, especially males. Females will do it too. But we're having micro conversations being there.
Mm-hmm.
And here's the interesting thing. He just realized, and they all do pretty quickly, these commands are hierarchical. Meaning we're having a hierarchical conversation. We're talking about, I want to be leader, and I want you to be follower. It's not just about the recall. It's not just about the stay, or the down, or the place. He knows, and all the dogs know, and I know, it's about relationship dynamic. It's about the hierarchy. And that's where you see a dog starting to say, I don't know.
And that's when they're going to go through all their options. He tried flight. He said, you know what? I'm going to avoid conflict. I'm just going to leave the situation. I'm not going to listen, but I'm going to get out of here. Right? And with his owner, he said, well, I'm not going to listen to you, but I'll charm you. So we've already seen, we've seen ignore, we've seen flight, we've seen charm.
Yeah.
We have not seen fight, but we have a lot of time to go.
Fight comes.
Yes, it comes.
And always they go through, all of them go through all of them.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the intensity in which they stay in each one. Like the intensity of the fight. It could just be a little bit of this and then they listen, or it could be
full blown, yeah.
Yeah, it's just temperament, right?
Yep.
So, or flight could be, I'm going to just run away once, or it could be, I'm going to try every door 10 times before I come to you, right? They're going to go through all of them. Charm as well, form of manipulation. We're not going to fall for that here. So let's go through them. Charm, we've already seen that. Fight, we know what that looks like. Flight, we know what that looks like. freeze.
I'm just gonna pretend I can't hear you.
I guess you can add avoidance in there, like you said, ignoring. Like he tried to avoid. It was just I'm just gonna get out of the situation. So he's tried most of them. All right. Good.
Look what we get.
All right.
I love how he committed even more after
Yes.
that rep.
And what I love about it is that the dogs know exactly what we're saying. Most people don't. They think we're just doing commands. They think it's just that. I know it's about hierarchy, and so doesn't he. Good.
What a good boy. So far, so good. He's done all the normal testings.
Yes, he has. Yeah, totally normal to go through all the choices. Stay. That's a good boy.
They are handsome, aren't they?
They really are. They're very good-looking dogs. And they're one of the breeds that you hear people say can't be trained. That can't be trained to recall. They can't be off leash.
Well, it's so common that huskies end up in the shelter because they're so notorious for running away. They slip out of doors.
They destroy the house.
They're known to be Houdini.
They
Escape
bite too.
great. Yep.
Yep. You know, they're one of those breeds that are more difficult if you look at, you know, just ask anybody that owns them.
Trainability.
Trainability, yeah, it's probably, and they can be trained, but, and I just think that they're just one of those breeds that are more difficult to get to the end
For
result
sure.
if you
Yeah.
know what you're doing.
For sure.
Yeah, good.
Can't keep his eyes off you. Getting corrected for breaking the stay.
Stay.
Getting used to the fact that he can't just pick himself up and move around at free will. Good.
That's a good dog. That's a good boy. Good. Break. Come. That boy, Chase. That's what I'm talking about.
Big praise.
Chase.
Big praise, overpronounced praise, because it is a big deal that he just listened right there. So we have to make it exaggerated. We have to build pride into listening.
Good. And I'm more saying, good job for that attitude right there. That was a good attitude, rather than like
Running
wow,
the
you
other
figured out
way.
the puzzle.
Yes.
Like, I'm not saying like, wow, that was a great rep. You figured out the puzzle, because he already knows.
Yes, he knows.
That attitude. Even if he was trying really hard but getting it wrong, you would still see nice work. Because I'm more concerned about your mind and how you're relating to me. You're like, I'm trying for you. I want to do this. Good boy, good boy, good boy. So that's why you got that heavy praise. And like you said, Jules, it gives him that pride. Good.
Aww.
Yes. I see your surgery here, buddy.
Yeah, he had some serious surgery.
When did he have that done?
Oh gosh, it was like, so he was originally on our schedule, I think, for April, and then the eye thing came up and they had to reschedule for July.
Okay. Good job. Good boy. That's nice. Now we could be in honeymoon phase, right? What's that? That's when they try to do really good to like just wait out this experience, and then like a weekend they're like,
I'm
I
done
can't
listening.
do it anymore. I have to do
I'm
myself.
done listening.
I have to express myself. And then they do. And it's hard to tell at this point. Good. Break.
Nice job, Chase.
He's like, that was fun. Now I'm going to go be in